Hey guys, what's going on? In this video, I'll be breaking down the entire team structure on how we help fulfill for e-commerce brands, coaches, local businesses, software products, apps, and anyone doing a business online that needs content, right? So if you don't already know, I'm Sian. I run a AI marketing agency where we use 100% fully AI influencers to help market your product. So if you're ready, and let's get straight into it. So before we get into the video, I wanted to quickly show you some of the results we've done for brands, and these are for e-commerce brands, and you can see some of the results on the back end. And this is just for reference that we've been doing this for a while now. Our agency basically have 3 pillars, right? It's number 1, strategy, where we actually make and curate the content ideas, the whole go-to fit for your business and how we want to approach it, right? The next thing is generation. These are obviously automation systems in the back end that allows us to create content at scale and good enough for us to actually post, right? Because without the generation of content, we're not hiring anybody. Like, we're an in-house team and we have all of these systems and automations to actually build real life avatars that can actually talk about your product, sell your offer, or tell people to go and check out your app or whatever it may be. And lastly, we have the distribution pillar, and this is where it is our unfair advantage. I would say generation is already one of our unfair advantages, which is basically unlimited content. And then the distribution is where we actually go another step ahead. Distribution is what allows us to scale and actually dominate the algorithm, right? So with the algorithm, it's a volume game. When you're posting content at scale, you don't want to just be posting content that doesn't work, right? You need a proven strategy. You actually need good quality content, and you actually need to follow through that strategy and actually post it to get views. So each role has one job and they have clear ownership of what they do. So the team leader or the creative director, they're the owners of the outcome, right? You want to make sure that that person, or for us, that person is the main point of contact. Anything regarding the campaign, anything that happens, churns, or any issues or any good things that happen, that person should know first, right? And this person creates the angles. This is the one that handles the direction of the campaign and basically does the testing, right? Like, all of these people, all of the team members here that we have are professionals, what they do, and we've trained them on what outcomes we want and also what are the set things we should be doing to achieve those, right? The next one here is the copywriter. So this one is the person that helps supports the team leader or the creative director in writing the hooks, the scripts, the angles, right, the CTAs, all of that different stuff regarding relating to the different types of funnel levels, right? And this is where we start scaling, where we can start testing different angles at scale, right? This can be 8 to 10 angle variations. And when I say angle variations, this may be talking about specific pain points in inducing fear, right? Or talking about benefits, talking about before and afters, right? There's so many things that we can test, and this person writes those and brings them to life, okay? And we iterate on winning concepts for control versus challenger, meaning we're testing what's been working versus what are the new ideas that we kind of like compete them against and see what performs better for the clients over time. Because again, content and certain angles burn out over time. The next person we have here is the AI engineer, and this person is mainly handling all the AI generation models, right? So they run Stable Diffusion, Comfy UI, there's Higgsfield as well, and they're the ones generating the avatars, they're the ones doing lip sync, they're doing the batch content at scale, and they stay updated with the new AI development, so we're always ahead of different things. So when we're saying we're using all these different tools, obviously there's a lot more, and we're very excited to share more of those, but their main responsibility is to make sure that the generations of the content system that we have is very good, right? And we're not able to just generate 300, 600 videos using Stable Diffusion, Comfy UI, and Higgsfield. These guys are very talented at what they do. So there's that. And at the end, we do batch edits via DaVinci or maybe CapCut, adjust the lighting, adjust the feel of the content itself, and then we do the proper quality checkings after. So the last person here is a social media manager, right? They're the owners of distribution. They're the ones running the posting automations across the social accounts, handling commenting, replying, engagement. Because at the end of the day, we still want to have that authentic engagement across all of your accounts, making sure that they know it's not a bot. They know there's not just an automation they're talking to. They want it to be authentic. This is really good for people running offers, they're running funnels, right? Or many chat funnels, and they want to have specific setups done there. Like our team can do it, and automations can be set, but obviously if you want people to be replying, getting contact in there, that's what we do. So this manages, they manage the 7-day account warm-up period, and also they manage the account health, which is the most important thing, because if we don't have the accounts, there's no platform for distribution, and no distribution means all of the recordings, all of the videos that we've done will just go into vain because it's just not being seen by people. Also, if you don't want to do this yourself, feel free to book a call down below and we can see if you're a good fit working with us. So ops is what keeps the machine running, right? Because we already went through content creation, distribution strategy, and these are the team members that are in here. We want to make sure that operations is clean. We have an assistant and we have a back end and we have an operations manager. So for an assistant, they handle the client support for miscellaneous requests, right? They help with catalog and listen questions. They respond to people on Slack when team leader is unavailable. They make sure things are actually getting moved proactively. And this is important because when you don't have someone that kind of just sees an overview of the campaign, it's very quick that things may get lost. And when they notice things, they bring it immediately to the operations manager. So let me talk about the operations manager now. What they do specifically is to make sure that the things mentioned by the assistant, or what they notice first, let's say in the Slack chat, is something that they've already noticed happening across other accounts. And they, as the operations manager, you need to have a problem-solving mindset. And this is a mistake I had before when I was hiring. I didn't hire someone that had the ability to problem solve, right? And usually to problem solve, it's not just someone that can just come in and be a VA. Everyone can kind of do that. But you need someone that can actually think critically, understand the workflow of what we've been doing for the longest time. Again, everything can be trained, right? But there are just some people who are much better at problem solving, right? Figuring out what's the solution here and then coming up with that the best way possible, and then applying it to those clients, and either with them only or foreseeing it happen to other clients, changing SOPs, and then applying it to other future clients as well, and making sure that doesn't ever happen again if it may be a bottleneck or what may be. Okay, so operations manager also just makes sure everything runs smoothly, and also all the fulfillment is being done. So that's checking with teams, that's checking with the video editors, right? Social media managers, is everything running smoothly. And this is very, very important to have. Then lastly, there's me, which is Cian. It's not in this diagram over here, but I basically am the one that's gonna be doing reviews all the time. We do about 3 times a week review for for our clients. So we do we look at all the GMV generated, right? Or all the revenue generated. How many clients have you acquired? How many leads? How many inbounds, right? How many views have you done, right? What's the cost per view, right? What's the CPM? Like all of those different metrics we want to discuss with the team, and we want to get an idea of like, okay, where should we go with this content strategy, right? So I come in, check on everything, make sure everything is clean, and also optimized to continue growing for all of our clients. And this will be these calls, and my role, really honestly, is to make sure that we have the campaign direction and escalation at any point. So if in case, this has happened a couple times where there's some churn going on with the business on like one client, I step in fully, and I'm the one who handles all of the planning, all the setup, until everything goes back to things being smooth. And I think if you're a new business owner or whatever it may be, it's your role to really just go in and ensure that things run smoothly. Because again, end of the day, if it doesn't perform, the team is not going to be in trouble. You're going to be the one taking the burn, right? You're the one putting initial investment. You're the one like setting things up. So your reputation's at stake, and you need to make sure that you take care of that. And I think the best you can do it is not like micromanaging per se, but then if it's getting to a point where it's churning and burning, you got to go in and you got to do it yourself. You just got to be in the trenches, and that's just a part of it sometimes, right? I would rather retain a client rather than going out and trying to acquire new ones every single time, So there you go. All of this, we have all the reviews for content, strategy, distribution, make sure everything is good, and then obviously discuss new things with AI, new things that we can integrate, and what to improve over time. Okay, so this is how this team structure produces, like, honestly, volume. So there's multiple stages, right? The onboarding, which is our onboarding form, and we call this the foundational files. This is where we fully understand, this is a form that the client fills out. We fully understand your business, your offer, what is it that you're trying to sell, and try to get the best understanding of the product and as good as the owner, because there's no one else that knows the product or offer than the owner themselves. We try to receive all of the account links, all of the social media content that you've posted previously, winners, statistics, all those different things are super important for us to review during the onboarding, right? So this one will be done by the operations manager or the assistant. The next thing is a 7-day account warm-up. So this is a bit of a back end where when you make a new account, right? Because for us, we always make new accounts, or maybe if you already have if a client already has an existing account, they want us to run that, we can do it as well. But when we sign it in, we want to make sure that we always warm it up for 7 days. And how do you warm it for 7 days? That's by scrolling, that's by liking, commenting, and then also just following people within the same niche. Why do you have to follow people in the same niche? Because the algorithm looks at who you engage with. So if we're trying to market for people, let's say you're running a offer regarding self-improvement, right? You want to follow people that are talking about self-improvement, like gurus and such like that. So the algorithm will know that, okay, we should show more content like this. Therefore, when we start posting content, the people that will see the content is related to that. That's going to be done by the social media manager. And in the first 2 weeks, we're going to be testing 4 angles. And then the 2 weeks after that, we're going to test another 4 angles. So that's around 8. Sometimes we do 10 angles. And this is going to be done by the team leader or the content team. Afterwards, everything regarding the ongoing content production and such will be by the full production team. Again, that will be the engineer, copywriter, and the distribution team. Okay, so that'll be that. We have a non-negotiable posting cadence, and this is what allows us to be like strictly disciplined in hitting those goals. We have a dashboard that basically shows that today we have to hit X amount of posts. So if I want to do 600, and let's say, for example, we're running 4 accounts, we need to be doing 5 posts per day, every day across those 4 accounts, then we'll hit that 600 videos per month, right? There's some content types that we do, and that's for specific funnel levels. If you're not familiar with funnels, there's a top of the funnel, middle funnel, and bottom funnel, and they hit different awareness. So for top of the funnel content, we usually do content related to AI podcasts, educational type videos that explains, like, did you know, type topics. Like, if you do this, XYZ will happen, right? Those type of things, try to just get mass exposure at scale. We have middle funnel, which is where we do product benefits, transformation stories, testimonials. We show proof, because we want to show when people start seeing you, right? You have like a good lifestyle, or maybe you have a good top of the funnel content. They want to start understanding what is it that you do. They start looking at your profile. They start looking at the product that you guys are recommending, or whatever it may be in the link. Like, they get curious. So you want to start showing in videos what are those, right? What are things that can let me build more trust with them? And afterwards, the bottom of funnel, this is where we start doing flash sales, price drops, urgencies, promos. And these are usually really good for e-commerce products, but also for brands, or let's say personal brands doing offers, or local businesses, whatever may be, agencies. Like, running these as ads, as like, hey, we'll do 1 free sample of content, or this offer is going to be running for 24 more hours. If you don't, you're going to miss out forever. Those type of content work really well, especially if you have an actual like landing page to go to. Quick rundown on how we test to actually scale really well is that in month 1, right, we want to test as much angles as possible. This is where we really see what can AI do for your business, right? So we test 8 to 10 different angles to see what's working for your product. Then we have a phase where we call the control versus challenger. Again, this is where we find proven winners, testing with new variations, right? Then if the challenger beats controls over the conversion rate, then we might do some adjustments within there to optimize the winners, right? And all of this is gonna be useless if we don't ever track. So we track views, the right conversion rates, the right metrics. So we make sure that we're heading the right direction. Why does this matter more than just like getting more leads, getting more customers, getting more sales? The thing is, we're very intentional about capacity. We're not just trying to take on 100 to 200 different clients and just deliver garbage, right? End of the day, we are doing a done for you service. So we're looking to onboard a few more clients at a time because we're almost at capacity. And that's, again, by design. We want to make sure that we are having the right amount of people that can produce this much output for X amount of people from clients, and then over time increase that once we hit a bottleneck, right? So delivery must be funded and staffed enough to hit the quality standard. Again, because AI content isn't free. As much as I want it to be free, there is generation costs, there is distribution costs, there is payroll. So all of these are accounted for. But again, it will never be as expensive as paying 4 to high 5 figures for 2 to 3 videos for clients, when for that you can get way more for the value we're providing. So that basically covers everything regarding our team and how we fulfill for brands, okay? And if you're a brand making 50K in revenue per month and want this team structure to help scale your business or your brand, click the link below to see if you're a good fit. And again, we don't accept everyone, but we want to make sure, if you want to just see if you qualify, feel free to fill it out. And if you have any questions, feel free to DM me on Instagram or comment anything that you'd probably want to ask here on YouTube as well. So that's it. Super excited, and I'm glad I'm able to share this with you all. That's all. Peace.